Hello. Are you all ready? Welcome to the final evening of the Caribbean Film Corner. Yesterday, if you were here, we had a massive turnout. We had a fantastic reaction to some of the films, particularly one, The Power of the... what's that called again? Power of the Vagina. And he's here now tonight to talk to you all. But before we get the show going, get some more people coming to their seats. I want to introduce a performer of Trinidadian heritage. She does a mix of soul, jazz, blues, rock with a Trini spin. And her name is Z-Star, and her music's been in stuff like CSI, 6 Feet Under, you know the deal, and she's wicked. Anyway, give a big hand and let's welcome Z-Star on stage.
Yeah. The Tabernacle is a very intimate space, do you find? It's nice, isn't it? I was here last night enjoying the shorts, and one short really took me by the crutch. It might have taken a lot of women by the crutch. It might have moved some men's crutches too. But you know, in light of this, Caribbean, Trinidadian sexual liberation that I believe that this short is sparked off, I would like to do a song, a very old song of mine, inspired by Chuck Berry. It's called The Come Song. And I want to dedicate it to the vaginas in the house. I also want to dedicate it to the future short, which will be all about big dicks. Alright, there's a big dick vagina song. Here we go.
My love is fire with pure desire. That's if you knew a love messiah. Well, I make you feel like you're a king. You make me feel the real thing. You make me come, I come, I come. You make me come. Let's do it again, let's do it again. You make me bleed, you make me scream, you make me feel like I can do almost anything. And if I know I got to scream, I'll scream, I'll scream, I'll scream, I'll scream. You make me come, I'll come, I'll come. You make me come. Oh God, just to the side a little bit. Baby. You make me come complete. Be nice to just a little. Thank you very much. Just a little explosion for you.
Appreciative enough, because I know you all will feel like that. You all will feel like that, especially ladies in the house. Sexy independent ladies. That's what so far, this somebody say. The sexy independent ladies. Anyway, right now we'll be having a panel discussion. and I want to introduce some very, very senior and not so senior, but heavyweight members of the media establishment. Mr. Horace Ovey. Later on, we'll be seeing Horace's film. Good night, Horace. Mr. Rudolph Walker, who everybody knows as Patrick Ullman from EastEnders. And Mr. Luti Media. If you all know the band Endouts, Luti has produced their videos. He's excellent. Give him a round of applause. Give them all a round of applause. So we're going to be talking about basically film, black people, or what is that, black people in film? Does that really happen? Is that positive? I mean, I think in this country, black people are poorly represented in film, and you guys can tell me why, and you guys can talk about your experiences. So I'll just sit back, I'll have this move this aside, and we'll have a chat. So it's just going to be a short discussion. So I'm just going to start with a slightly controversial statement. And I want to say that the British film industry, if one exists, is not relevant to or does not accept black people in a positive way.
Well, you said something there very serious. You don't have a British film industry. You know, you don't. Yes, and it has been, and I've been in the business for a long time, a struggle going on for ages for black filmmakers and actors and so on, people involved in the business. And there's quite a talented, a lot of black people out there that don't get those breaks to do what they would like to do.
Luti, from your point of view, I mean, you're black and upcoming, and this is the point where people are saying that technology makes it much easier to make films. You have the internet, you don't have to go through the mainstream. What have you found in your experience of getting into film and filmmaking?
Well, I think from a general perspective of filmmaking becoming more accessible, I definitely think even in the short years that I've been working in film, it's become increasingly, easy to basically get into filmmaking. And very often in the past, there's been a financial barrier that stopped a lot of working class people, and unfortunately, predominantly black people have had higher barriers into getting into filmmaking. But because of the digital revolution in film, where you can now make a short film on your camera phone if you choose to, pretty much anyone can go out there and make a film. But the barriers that exist within the higher levels of the industry are very, very much the same. For example, I started off as an actor, and whenever I would, and I'm sure Rudolph will back me up on this, but whenever you go out for a role, you walk inside the casting room, you see the 3 other kids that are going for the same role as you, and they're just as black as you. And never have I been to a casting, I've been to dozens, where I've been up against a bunch of white guys or Indian guys or anyone else. The fact of the matter is they're casting you for the black role. And therein lies, the opportunity to be, marginalized and to put into roles which are stereotypical and negative, etc. So yeah, there's some issues there.
But to follow up on that, Rudolph, you've played a number of roles over the years. What do you say in support or not of what Luti said about that whole typecasting thing?
Yeah, I have had that problem ever since I started in the business. They tend to change the goalposts. You start off, when I started in the business, is that you're not experienced enough. So I personally, I went out to what we call the sticks, out in Birmingham and Malvern and places like that, and I learned my trade. I refused to stay in London.